Let this circle represent $1 million. This is what $10 million would look like. This is what $100 million would look like. And this is what $1 billion would look like.
They know Abby Lee because I produce stars. I produce amazing, employable dancers.
And then there's you.
There's nothing rich folks love more than going downtown and slumming it with the poor.
'Cause if you like a thing, you should have put a ring on it.
Aboard the world's largest cruise ship, 6,600 passengers pay a premium to be entertained every single day. That's why Royal Caribbean hires serious athletes to do 8 shows a week. They get paid to perform in productions around the world in front of millions of cruisegoers. But the job isn't always easy.
Hey guys, it's Jordan Sparks. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to share with you guys all of the different ways that you can make money as a dancer. So if you've been thinking about pursuing a career in dance, be it as a professional dancer or just a career in dance in general, I think that this video would be helpful for you. And I just wanted to help you guys think outside the box and think of all of the different income streams that you could be possibly making as a dancer to help make this career possible and sustainable for yourself. So when we first think of dancing professionally, you probably think of actually dancing up on a stage. So depending on your dance background and which genres you've performed in, obviously the more versatile you are, the better opportunities you're going to have as a dancer.
Uh-oh, but little does he know that his daughter's Peggy, Angelica, Eliza, sneaking to the city just to watch other guys.
Angelica, Eliza, and Peggy. Angelica, Eliza.
With exception for disciplines like ballet, where you need to really be an expert at your style and in your genre, or there's going to be very limited opportunities for you. So you could be performing on a cruise ship, whether that be in dance shows or dance musicals on board.
Performers work 11 months straight without a single vacation day, and they do it all on a moving stage in the middle of the ocean.
That is the biggest thing to get used to, is the rock of the ship. When you're going to do a jump and you expect the floor to be here, but the floor is here, or the floor is here.
We went behind the scenes with the principal character of the Aqua Show to see what it's really like to be a performer on a cruise ship. Aboard Royal Caribbean's Symphony of the Seas, there are ice shows, Broadway-style plays, and an aqua performance.
Hi, I'm Ariana Mazzagatti. I go by Maz here in the Royal Caribbean world. I am the aerialist for the show Hero on the Symphony of the Seas, and I am also the aqua captain.
Maz is in charge of 20 other performers in the cruise line's original show, Hero. It tells the story of 3 warring clans, and Maz's character brings peace between them. To bring her powerful character to life, Maz is strapped into a 3D flying apparatus that allows her to flip and run above the crowd, with only wires holding her up. Like many of her fellow castmates, Maz never planned on being a cruise ship performer. On a whim, she tried out for Royal Caribbean her junior year of college, and beat out thousands of others for a spot.
It's as difficult to get into a ship show as it is to get into a Broadway or a West End or a Cirque du Soleil show.
And in 2015, Maz got the call from Royal Caribbean. She dropped out of college and has been performing on cruise ships ever since. She soars above the crowd. While suspended, Maz uses her body to control her flips and spins.
If I get too turned to the front, or if my arm is out of place, or if my chin is forward, it'll send me rocking back and forth like this, and I'll never be able to control it back because it just sends you. And once you get a pull in the wire, it'll just keep going.
Throughout her contract, Maz and her castmates will do the same routine 200 times, using the same muscles every day. That's why they're required to keep in shape. But that's not the only challenge. Remember, they're performing at sea. If it's windy, she's blown around.
If it's rocking, sometimes the wires will pull harder on one side, so I have to work around and be able to preemptively move my body in a way that if I know a rock is coming, I have to put more on one side than the other so that I can even out myself with the rock. Every day is an absolute adventure, whether that be a difficult adventure, you're tired, we work a lot, we have safety duties that I don't think a lot of people necessarily even realize. We have so many more duties than just coming out and performing.
Now, Royal Caribbean wouldn't share how much performers are paid, but the cruise line did say they get health insurance while they're employed on the ship and free housing on board. Performers live in the crew quarters and the lower decks.
We have roommates, so 2 live to a cabin. There are a few who have their own cabin, and then as aqua captain, I get my own cabin.
We weren't allowed to see the crew quarters, but we were told that they have their own mess hall, grocery store, and even a dance club. Performers can use the passenger gym, eat at the reservation-only restaurants, and swim in the pools. All things no other crew members are allowed to do. Plus, they get to travel. This contract with Symphony of the Seas sails in the Caribbean, docking in St. Martin, Puerto Rico, St. Thomas, and the Bahamas. But Maz has been to tons of other places on her other 5 contracts, including Brazil, Asia, and the Mediterranean.
I will do this until my body physically cannot move. We are paid to dance and we are paid to travel at the same time, and that's the best part about it.
You can work in professional theater as a dancer, as a rockette in New York. You can also be in Broadway in dance choruses of Broadway musicals. It doesn't have to be in New York. There are main Broadway sectors in pretty much every major city in North America. You can be part of a dance company, whether that is performing as a ballet dancer or a contemporary dancer. There are tons of small dance companies and independent dance companies across the world. Then there's other opportunities to perform live, for example, as a backup dancer for a live performance act. For example, a pop star, like you could dance for Ariana Grande, Pink, Beyonce.
And I like that riff right there. I just thought it was real simple, and I liked it. And then I started making words to go with it. I usually do the melody first, and then
at the time, maybe when I was writing the song, I was going through a lot emotionally. And everything's like kind of surreal and new.
Then we have music videos, basically the same thing, but filming, being a backup dancer in a music video for an artist. There's tons and tons of that still. I would say television and film, whether it is in actual television shows, movies, or music videos, is one of the biggest sectors for employing professional dancers.
Natalie had this really hard job that Not only did she have to act the scenes, she also had to dance and be convincing as a ballet dancer.
6 months before shooting started, I started serious ballet training with Mary Helen Bowers, who was in New York City Ballet for a really long time.
The idea is if you're gonna play a ballerina, you're gonna have to train like one.
Mary Helen was really, really attentive to making sure I was always warmed up properly, and that we did all these exercises that I would never have thought of, like toe exercises to like strengthen my metatarsals, because there's muscles that you get in places that normal people don't have from, you know, doing pointe for years and years and years. So things like that I think really protected me.
Your mission is destruction through seduction. And now, fly!
She was so devoted. We went into our intensive training, which was 5 hours a day, 6 days a week, while she's working other jobs. You know, we're meeting at 5:30 in the morning, doing ballet for 2 or 3 hours. She goes and works a 12-hour day and meets me at the gym at night, and we're doing our toning exercises and, you know, swimming a mile. And then she goes home and goes to sleep, and we get up the next day and do it again. And this is 6 days a week for months and months and months leading up to the movie.
Just, you sense it, you get aware of it more. It's taking me.
I love dancing so much that I just thought it was gonna be so fun to be able to dance at work, that would be part of my job, but I didn't realize how physically grueling it would be.
She absolutely convincingly becomes a dancer.
And especially if you have a specific skill that you can share, you can be in commercial work, for example, doing contortion or doing your ballet, even doing things like yoga. Or
Sorry, it's Ricky. Things have been tough since we lost the leg.
It happens. Just toss him. Take Bill. I'm done with him.
No offense, but I'd rather start from scratch.
You gonna try online?
No, not for me. I gotta be there in person. Get a sense of how he really is. Feel his heartbeat. Pick out his wardrobe.
I think you'd like Bill.
I don't do seconds.
Or you can be doing small segments of television where there's just a dance section in a show. Or there's going to be a small trick, so acrobatic tricks definitely are very viable and definitely very useful to have in your bag as a professional dancer. And then we also have the background on the film, so you could also be hired to be a background dancer, and that's kind of anything from choreographed numbers to parties to dances at schools, etc., where they need a bunch of people to be dancing in a scene. And that's not necessarily going to be choreographed, but you will have an opportunity to dance on camera and you will be paid for it. Other jobs that are kind of related to that would be artistic directing.
I am the artistic director and the chief choreographer of the Abby Lee Dance Company right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Sauté, coupe, chaîné, grand jeté. People around the country know me. They know Abby Lee because I produce stars. I produce amazing, employable dancers. I know how to groom these children and raise these kids, some of them as if they were my own. I'm preparing them for a career. We do it all in my studio so that when they get to real life, they're ready.
Whether you're going to be working for a theater or a dance company, you could be a director, you could be a choreographer, whether that is live theater, or in film and television and music videos.
I think in today's theater, people are very, very complicated, and they have short attention spans. They like to lean into very complicated ideas. And the beauty of what Lin does is that he matches in an amazing way that rhythm of lyric with the rhythm of music. So as I'm going into the choreography, I can choose so many things to follow because the lyric itself is so rhythmic, and in unexpected ways, the consonants hit in really exciting ways. And then on top of that, there's these crazy beats that happen through the melodies and through the rhythm. And so it's like a field day for me as a choreographer. When we first dove into Hamilton, one of the things that I loved about the score was that Lin had written these themes that repeat all through the show. And so I knew that we needed to find a vocabulary, a physical vocabulary, that also pulled these themes through the show. One of the biggest ones is in my shot, just like my country, I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. So that was a phrase that I wanted to make really special and very repeatable. And we do it lots of different ways in the show at lots of different times. So here's a look at what that step looks like. So we're in second position, like in the spirit of the American people at that time, nice and strong. We're reaching out as if we're gesturing to all those people over there, all those people over there. Then we lean hand to heart, so it comes up almost like a Pledge of Allegiance, like the birth of the Pledge of Allegiance. So obviously Hamilton does throw away his shot. So we're throwing the bullet up in the air, but in the beginning of the show, whoom, we snap it down. This step happens much faster in the show, though.
Just like my country, I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot.
It's like a field day for me as a choreographer, and it helps me take more stabs and more stabs and more stabs. Oftentimes, I'll do like 3 or 4 versions of every single step because lyrics can be interpreted in so many different ways. And so to me, it's really exciting. And after working with Lin, it's hard to, for example, work without lyric at all.
There's also the people that onboard and train the new dancers that are coming to work on the cruise ships, for example. That's another job that you can do. And then whether you are more inclined to teach or whether your performing days are done, you can always be a teacher or a coach. And there's tons of opportunities to teach in dance, whether it is in dance studios for children aged like 18 months to 18.
Hello.
Hi, today's the first day of competition season.
How are you?
Kind of crazy in here today.
Hi. You look chipper this morning.
The kids are really, really excited. I'm very excited too. I love competition time.
Ready to work?
We're ready to work. Ready for
Okay. Sauté, coupe, Chenet Grand Jeté.
And on dance competition teams, teaching and choreographing. You can be a teacher at a live-in dance school, or you can be a teacher in the public education system that teaches dance, or you can be a teacher at the college level or an instructor or professor at the university level. And then in 2023, there is so much room to be an entrepreneur in dance that you can coach and teach online. And this dance, gorgeous. I do see in the choreography now going forward that the movements are supposed to be very abrupt. So that is great. I feel like if she could just even relax and breathe even more into her dancing and just completely let loose, like don't worry about what anybody thinks or if you're being perfect. Create your own program, create your own course. You can coach people online through Zoom, that kind of thing. And then some other options that are more online to make money through dance is on social media, and you can have affiliate marketing. For example, I have an affiliate code for Dot to Dance, which is this dance board here in the background, where you can use my code Jordan and save 5% off of your purchase. And for every purchase that is made, I will receive a small affiliate income. So that adds up over time. Or you could have sponsorships for your social media. If you create dance related content, then the dance companies are going to come in and you could have sponsorships. So for example, a dance company could ask you to review or to share or promo their product on your social media channels, whether it's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, etc., and they'll pay you for that. So those are other income streams that you can have. Then you could also be an adjudicator, which means you judge competitions. You get paid to do that. You could be traveling from competition to competition, getting paid to judge dancers if that's something you're interested in. Then there's also dance-related careers where you would need more education, but you could be a dance therapist where you use dance as a form of therapy. That doesn't necessarily mean that you need more education, but that is another career path you can take.
Dance movement therapy is a therapy that allows the child and parent to work using their bodies by expressing through movement any feelings or emotions that come up. We experience our environment and our interactions with people through moving. That's what makes us alive. By moving, we're able to explore themes and relationships and experiences that we've had, and this idea that our experiences are locked and held within our bodies. My name is Lori Vadino. I'm a board-certified dance movement therapist, and I'm also a licensed clinical psychologist. Dance movement therapy gives us an opportunity to play and to express ourselves and not just think about experiences or feelings, but actually emote them, to embody them. Visually, I can observe that their body, their posture changes, their shoulders relax, their breathing is more steady. There's kind of this lightness feeling in the room, and the experience is about feeling like, hey, this worked. This is significant. This can really change a child's experience.
Hey, I'm Katie. This is my story, how dance movement therapy helps me in my recovery from my eating disorder. Dance movement therapy is a way to connect with your body and emotions through movement. First, I met Erin, the dance movement therapist at Children's Hospital, Colorado. Mostly, I worked with Erin one-on-one. Erin wanted me to learn to let my body do what it wanted to do, instead of what I was making it do. But it was awkward at first, and I was overwhelmed. I had low self-confidence, and I did not think I was a good dancer. Not a good dancer, this is overwhelming, too much food, I feel awkward. These thoughts were like a running dialogue in my mind, almost paralyzing. I learned that I'm aggressive and defensive to protect myself from getting hurt. It helped me to have a way to express myself without words. There's so much going on in my head that there's no way I can get it all out with words.
There's dance medicine, where you help athletes that are injured that are dancers, but specializing in dance. That's a very needed niche in the medical field, because tons of dancers suffer from injuries all the time, and they need somebody that understands specifically how the dancer's injuries are going to be different from just a regular person's injury, and how to treat them so that they can get back to their sport as fast as possible. So that's just a few of the ideas that I had off the top of my head, and I hope that that gets you guys inspired and motivated and opens your eyes to all of the different possibilities that there are out there to make money in dance. And it's not just always going to be necessarily dancing, performing on stage live. There's so many other different opportunities to make money as a dancer.
For most of you, it was never about the money. Money is just a piece of paper, a number on a screen. Its value is only backed up by our belief in its value. From the very start, this was never about the money. Paying off the mortgage, buying your dream car, traveling around the world, never having to worry about your financial situation, it's the freedom that you were looking for. Your destination wasn't anything monetary related. It was a feeling, a sensation, the ability to do what you want whenever you wanted without ever having to cast a thought towards, can I afford this? Have I used up all my holidays for the year? How am I going to pay the rent? Will I be able to live off my pension? What dreams will I have to sacrifice because I can't afford to pursue them? The most important lesson from this video was never about the nature of money. It was about the one valuable resource that we all have, the one resource we will never be able to reclaim: time. Is giving up a large chunk of your time towards a job that you probably don't like worth it? Is your life settled on working, coming home, watching the telly, sleeping, waking up the next day, and repeating the same cycle till you retire? How many more hours of your life do you let slip through because of this pattern? Or perhaps you're fine with that reality. Perhaps you have no other choice but to follow that path for the time being. And if that's the case, there's nothing to worry about. The most you got from this video was a little entertainment and maybe a change in perspective.
And if you like this video, make sure to give it a great big thumbs up. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments. And as always, make sure to be weird, be wild, and stay sparkly. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.